Hello guys, welcome to module 5 of HTML CSS series. In this module we'll be learning about the CSS box model and we'll get to know about how you can use CSS to format the text. Okay, so let's begin. So in CSS box model, all the elements can be considered as a boxes. Okay, so the box model is used when we are talking about design and the layout. So it's simply a box that wraps around every element and which have some margins, some border, some padding, and the main content. Okay, so the content is basically where the text and the images appear. The padding is the area outside the text and the image. The border is that what goes around the padding and the content, and the margin is basically that clears the area outside the border. Okay, that is transparent. That means the padding and the margin is transparent, you cannot see it. So to begin with, we take a basic HTML sheet and we have linked this thing with this one.css style sheet. So suppose in the style sheet we define a division element. That element is a type of tag that can be used to save any type of element like the paragraph or the headings or anything. Okay, so suppose this division I took, and in this division suppose I define the width equals to suppose 500 pixels. This is everything is random here. The background color I define as suppose pink. Okay, now the next thing I define is a margin. I'll put to auto this time. Okay, I'll show you how what margin auto does. Okay, the border I'll define as suppose 15 pixels. That is too much, but okay, for the sake of example I'll show you solid and the red model. Okay, and padding I'll define suppose of 10 pixels. So this is the basic CSS for the div division element. Okay, I'll save this thing and now I'll write a paragraph. This is example of CSS box model. Okay, I'll close this para, and the next thing I'll write is inside div element is this is the main content that goes inside div element tag actually, and we close this slash div. Okay, and we save this thing. Let's see what happens. So as soon as we reloaded the page, it came like this. So we have a border of 15 pixels, we have the main content with the background color of pink, and we have a padding of 10 pixels. So all what we have defined in the style sheet with a width of 500 pixels, margin of auto, padding of this thing, this came as a box to us. Okay, now margin auto, what it does is it has put all the things into the center of the main screen. Okay, you can use eventually margin of any data of your choice. Suppose 15 pixels you use on all the sides. Okay, you can definitely do that, but things will change. Okay, it will be shifted. So just to keep everything in the center, I have done it auto value. Okay, auto will put in it in the center. Okay, so this is a typical example of CSS box model. Okay, the next thing is CSS text. Okay, so in CSS text means we have to style the text in the format of the text. So we have a lot of options. First of all, the text color and text background. So we are using this property for a very long time, but for the sake of just to give you a brief about this thing, so I'll show that thing also. The text alignment, we know this thing. Text decoration is a new thing. So we'll start with text color and the background color. Okay, so suppose here we define a class of alpha in the paragraph section. Okay, and this class of alpha has few properties, as color of the text suppose will be red this time. Okay, and the background color maybe this time yellow. Okay, and the text align feature, text align thing will be suppose center in this case. Okay, we'll save this thing and we'll write a new para with a class equals to alpha. Okay, and this para This is for CSS text. Okay, we save this thing /p. Let's see how it comes. So we reload the page and everything was styled like this. So the text color is red, the background color is yellow, whatever we have defined here. Okay, the background color, the text align is center, color is red. Okay, so I hope this thing is clear to all of you. The next thing is text decoration. So text decoration can be of various types. It can be none, it is by default. It can be an overline, underline, and overthrow. So I'll show you these three things also. So text decoration, suppose we use as overline. Okay, we'll save this thing, then it back. See, there's a line over the text. The next thing, suppose underline, we put it. Okay, we save this thing. The text will be having an underline. So this time it can be line through. Okay, so we'll reload the page and there's a line over the text. Okay, so this is the basic property what we can use in CSS text. The next thing can be text transformation. So it is used to specify the uppercase and the lowercase letters. So it can be, you can use uppercase, lowercase, or capitalize. Okay, so the thing is called text transformation. Okay, transformation, text transform is suppose uppercase. Okay, we'll save this thing and everything in this content will be of uppercase. Okay, for the sake of clear view, I'll change it to none. Okay, so this time this is all uppercase. You can see if you change it to lowercase, all the letters in this section will be having a lowercase. Okay, if you want to capitalize each two word, the first letter, so you can write capitalize. You save this thing and this is the way how it will happen. So it will be capitalizing the words. So this is another useful property that you can use, that is called text transformation. Next thing is text indentation. So text indentation is basically to specify the indentation of the first line of the text. Okay, so how it will move from the first line, it was text indent. If I write indent, text indent. Okay, suppose I gave it a 15 pixels. So what it will do, it will take some space. It is not visible this time because I have aligned these things from center. Suppose I align this thing from left. Okay, so it will create some space of 15 pixels. Okay, before starting. So suppose I change it to 50 pixels, it will leave a space of 50 pixels before starting. So this is the property, that this is the way you can use the text indenting. Next thing is letter spacing. So letter spacing is to specify the space between the characters in the text. So if you write letter spacing here, okay, suppose 10 pixels, see what happens. Save this thing and see, we have created a spacing between the letters. You can also use the negative values also. You can use -10 pixels and everything will be messed up. See, okay, so it's up to you what you are using. You can use 10 pixels, maybe normally by default it will be 0 pixels, what you see generally. This is the normal text. If you want, you can change this value to 5 pixels or 10 pixels. It's up to you. Okay, the next thing is the word spacing. The spacings between the words, as it clearly means. So suppose you write word spacing, you wrote it like 6 pixels. Okay, I'm giving a bigger value just so that everyone is able to see what this means. So we have a letter spacing of 5 pixels, word spacing of 6 pixels. Suppose I put it to 0, down to 0, you will be able to see it properly. So the spacing between these words, this and is in for and CSS, it will be changed to 6 pixels. Suppose I change it to a bigger value, suppose 20, so that it is clearly visible. See, the spacing is changed. Okay, so this is the use of word spacing. So these are the some ways by which you can style the text, you can transform text. Okay, so I hope this is all clear to you. If you have any doubts, you can just let me know and I'll be happy to help.